Good morning, everybody. I am Kottaveiinflux, and every day is a journey into my mind. I am a global traveler, excited artist in residence, multi passionate creative, nomadish Black woman, and avid hula hooper. Gently, I welcome y'all back to my imagination this morning and the next season of my life, which includes no ceiling, no floor, no walls, no box, just the world. So this morning, I arrived at one of my artist residencies. Don't pay me any mind, I'm pulling up my notes because it is so beautiful here in Finland. I love it here as I'm drinking my morning coffee. Finland has some of the best coffee in the world. And I was sitting here thinking about being malleable. I think about during COVID quarantine, everybody went back to doing things that were tactile and touch, and it became so important. Touch in general is important. But I thought about all the different kinds of dough I made during COVID. I mean, I'm not talking about money dough. I mean, everybody. Okay, I made a little bit during COVID, but I made dough for Chinese dumplings and biscuits, Southern biscuits. I'm a Southern girl. Fresh pasta, bread. If there was a dough that could be made, I made it. Okay, yeah, I did make the money dough too. I'm not gonna lie. But, it led me this morning to think about being malleable, being flexible, being pliable, being adaptable. A lot of people are so stuck in their way of being, they can't change. Even being here at this artist residency, I am intentionally trying to pivot away from the work I've been making. I realized I would be traveling in and out the country quite a bit and packing all my art supplies. I forgot some critical needs. So I am going to have to learn how to travel with enough clothes and art supplies to make, but not too much to bring or carry. This time I brought one, medium sized suitcase full of clothes and a smaller suitcase full of art supplies. Well, I'm still going to have to get some things while I'm here. I didn't want to travel with acrylic paint in case it got in my clothes or I got stopped when I was trying to go through security. But I did bring some sketchbooks, some inks, some post-it, some ink pens, some fabric, some needles, some thread. And so one of the things I'm challenging myself with while I'm here is to work with the simple materials I've bought and to use whatever I find around me to create pieces that are small enough to be travelable in a small portfolio. I think the portfolios I bought are like 9 by 12. So textile pieces, paper pieces, small paintings, small drawings. When I come back, I would like in I would like to have these portfolios full of small works of art, small format, big impact, mixed media, strong narrative. That is my goal. And also, admittedly, in doing that, I am going to have to go shopping today because in packing clothes, I thought it was going to be warm because when I came here 2 years ago, it was warm. Oh, today it's not warm. It's quite free, chilly here. So I am going to grab a couple of pairs of jeans from somewhere, a little hoodie, just one, something I can throw over the t-shirts I brought. Forgot my bathrobe and slippers. So things like that. Always brought plenty of underwear. Never, I never do travel without that. So I need to get some things, but I would really love, as this nomadish woman, to be able to have one large suitcase, half clothes, half art supplies. So as y'all see me journeying on these journeys, Kottavei is going to get better at this because it was a struggle. And and the airline that I love so deeply, it's a great airline. They broke the wheel off my luggage. So I had to file a claim. So I'm navigating the plane, the train, and everything to get here with three wheels. And that was not fun on a heavy suitcase. But, again, learning to be malleable and flexible. Things happen when you travel, which is probably why I travel alone. There's nothing worse than being with somebody who whines and complains the whole time. My suitcase is broken. I just want to go home. My suitcase is broken. File a claim, keep it moving, keep going because there's something so good on the other side of this, right? So, learning to have um, the ability to pivot. A couple of years ago, and I'm gonna shout out my girl Shonda Rhimes. Hope she sees this because I did her year of yes about 3 years ago, where I didn't say no to things that scared me. And normally I would have, like, oh no, okay, I'll get back to you. When I say I'm gonna get back to you, that's pretty much a no. And so I stopped saying no to things and I said yes to things that scared me. And it took me some places and I failed forward. You're gonna learn that's my line. Because if you don't try, failure's imminent. I would rather try and fail 14 times than to not try at all, because then you know you're going to fail. So that year of yes book was really, really pivotal in me choosing things that I normally would be very afraid of. And I say this often to people who know me, just because you see me walk through walls of fire doesn't mean it wasn't hot. Oh, most assuredly it's hot. And sometimes I get singed and even sunburned, but I still walk through the fire. I challenge myself to be better for me and for the people around me. Even building artist residency Atlas, I was like, well, it doesn't exist. I'm gonna do it. And I was like, do you really want to do it? I had a whole conversation with myself. Yes, I talk to myself and I answer myself. Because if I can't get good advice from myself, where can I get it from? Right? So even building this atlas, it's been a challenge for me, and I want to shout out Lindsay Benton because I started building it and I realized there were some skills I didn't have, and she has been my artistic technician along the way. That girl is bad. She's great at what she does. So if you want her information, holla. I pass it on. She's amazing at what she does, and she pulled me across the line with things I didn't even realize I needed. Technology wise, in terms of the visuals. I'm a vision person. I always have large visions. I'm already working on the next thing while this one's growing. It's kind of like having another baby while the baby's growing that you just birthed. But yeah, and also I think about this. We always think of being malleable and stretchy in terms of tangible things, but I want to talk a little bit too about mental elasticity. As we get older, I'm not going to tell my age yet, but as we get older, your mind kind of, the neurons still fire, but at different paces. Like I feel like I'm trying to get all the ideas out, but you can't possibly do a million things at one time. To do them proficiently, you need to do one or two. So I'm learning to have a great mental elasticity. I write things down. I make notes, post it. Listen, if y'all want to sponsor me, go ahead, because I blow through hundreds of post-its a day. Hundreds, just keeping notes and keeping track, and even sometimes putting art on them. Sometimes even to be your best self, you have to fracture yourself. People don't like to think of breaking in terms of becoming better. But there's two things I love. There's this great quote that says, the cracks are where the love gets in and the light. And I always visually imagine that when I feel like I'm not strong or doing my best or something didn't go the way I wanted it to go. That is definitely for sure. And then in Japan, there's a tradition, I think it's called kintsugi, when China's broken, they don't toss away the shards and the pieces. They aggrandize it. They put it back together with silver and gold and make it better. It's better and more beautiful for having been broken. So don't think when you fail or you break or something's not working out quite the way you want. Be malleable. Learn to stretch. Put yourself back together with what you consider beautiful. My beautiful is coffee. That's my gold and silver that I aggrandize. And then acknowledge the fact that you've survived something and be more beautiful on the other side. This art life is not for the faint at heart, whether you're a visual artist, a writer, theater, dance, healing arts, culinary arts, all of those are on the atlas. If you're any of those type of arts, it's not for the weak at heart. We don't do this typically for the money. You do it for and from the spirit, and the rest of the world gets to enjoy it. So that's it for today. Be malleable and continue to move through the world with no ceiling, no floor, no walls, no box, just the world. I'm Kottaveiinflux. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you tomorrow.